Welcome to Coors Light College Football Saturday.
Tonight, for the 81st time, two schools that divide one city take the field in a matchup that means so much to so many. For USC, perhaps a final bow in the Coliseum for a junior quarterback with his sights on a Heisman. For UCLA and Rick Neuheisel, a chance to defeat his arch rival for the very first time as head coach and gain momentum heading into the inaugural Pac-12 championship. But in the end, the meaning of tonight is simple: bragging rights for the city of Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Coliseum has hosted Olympics, Super Bowls, and a World Series. Tonight, it will host crosstown rivals UCLA and USC. It's a Pac-12 College Football Saturday, presented by KFC. Craig Bowler-Jack along with Joel Klatt. So glad you're alongside here tonight. Of course, ever-changing is the world of college ball. But, Joel, there is one constant, and that's the rivalry right here between USC and UCLA.
And in every rivalry game, just like this one, early momentum is so key. The first team to grab the momentum is going to have a huge advantage.
You know, this game really has two different meanings for both these schools.
It does. UCLA already won the Pac-12 South Division, but they want to go into that championship game next week with Oregon with a win against their crosstown rival USC. And for USC is simply this: no postseason play for Matt Barkley and the USC Trojans. They want that 10th victory and to go out with a win in their last game.
Well, you can expect emotions here at the Coliseum tonight. That's what this rivalry is all about. Emotions for UCLA, emotions for USC, and tonight we'll add another chapter to this long rivalry. Coming up, we'll join Kevin Frazier and Marcus Allen in our college football studios.
Welcome to Pac-12 College Football Saturday, presented by KFC. Kevin Frazier alongside Hall of Famer and Heisman Trophy winner Marcus inside our College Football Saturday studio. You ready?
You know I'm ready. Come on.
USC and UCLA game he's been waiting for all day, but let's get you a few scores and highlights. Let's start off with the Pac-12 championship game is set now because Oregon took care of business against Oregon State, 49-21. The final score, they will play UCLA. What about the Big Ten championship game? Wisconsin handled Penn State, and that's Monty Ball. What does he do, Marcus?
All he does is score touchdowns.
45-7 the final score, so it'll be Wisconsin and Michigan State. To get you set for both of those games, check out the Fox College Football Championship preview tomorrow. We're working on Sunday. Check your local listings. It's only on Fox. All right, Marcus, behind us, Matt Barkley. Is this his swan song, his final game as a Trojan?
If he's projected as a top 5 pick, I think he should go. I hate to see it, Kev, but I think that's the right thing to do.
It hurts you right now, doesn't it?
It certainly does. They even think about it. But
yeah, well, if it's hurting you out there, then stay in touch with us on Twitter and let us know what you think. Should Matt stay or go? And use the hashtag, Marcus made this one up, please don't go. Matt, stay. Marcus needs you. It's USC and UCLA, of course. Keep in mind, UCLA already locked into the Pac-12 championship game. This is the final game for USC of the season. Let's go out to the Coliseum and Craig Bowler-Jack.
And thank you, Kevin Frazier. The LA Coliseum, and for the 81st time, UCLA and USC. And this night belongs to the USC seniors. This scene has played out a number of times today around college football. A very emotional moment, Joel Klatt.
Every player remembers distinctly the last time they ran on their home field. You remember this game the rest of your life. These USC seniors are going to try to calm themselves down at kickoff and get a win over UCLA.
Parents, grandparents, sisters and brothers on the field. And in just a moment, this place will erupt as the USC Trojans will take the field for the final time in 2011.
And more importantly for all these fans, for the last time under the sanctions of the NCAA, next year they will be eligible for postseason play.
Lane Kiffin has made his way back down the tunnel. USC 9-2. Joel, as you mentioned, next year the cloud of probation will be lifted. First meeting. USC has won 11 of the last 12. UCLA won the previous 8. The first meeting, you got to flip the calendar back to 1929. Lane Kiffin out in front. Here come the Trojans. Crosstown Rivals are in the tunnel. You hear the words of blues. UCLA on the field of the Coliseum, headed to the Pac-12 championship next week against Oregon. Joel, you saw that young player take a knee, just a moment for himself. You played in these rivalry games. You played on senior day, senior night. What kind of emotions ran through you?
Yeah, you can't prepare for it. There's nothing you can do. Your heart rate's high. You have to settle yourself down. Remember that it's just football, but like I said before, every one of these kids is going to remember this game in particular for the rest of their lives.
Lane Kiffin, Rick Neuheisel will go at it tonight. The captains hand in hand as they'll get ready to toss the coin here at the Coliseum in Los Angeles.
Can't imagine what's going through Matt Barkley's head right now.
There's a head, tail. I'm going to flip it here and let it hit the ground. What are you going to call? My head, sir. Calling heads. And it's a tail. USC's won us. USC wants the ball. Which way you want to kick? Two with your backs that way, Captain. USC will receive. Good luck to you, captains.
So Matt Barkley and USC will have the football to start. Petros Papadakis will be with us as he has all year long downstairs. And Petros, you've been involved in emotional games such as this.
Guys, it really is something special. This is a very unique rivalry. These schools only 15 miles apart. These guys know each other. And I'll tell you what, you can see in the eyes of both these football teams, very steady. But it's hard. You got senior day. There's a lot of emotion. This is last game of the season, and these guys feel like they're walking on air. A team that really executes to start the football game, just like Joel was saying, is usually the team that comes through with the victory. Now, UCLA made a deal with USC. Pete Carroll and Rick Neuheisel wearing the home and home jerseys like they used to back in the day. But UCLA, they've gone with these white uniforms. They've changed everything, and they've decided to switch it up. They didn't hold to the deal, guys. I thought it was going to be the blue against the Cardinal, but that's not the case.
Rick Neuheisel shaking it up a little bit, Joel Klatt, and that is kind of what rivalry week is all about.
Like these kids needed to get any more emotional, and Lane Kiffin on the other side lining up with the Trojans for the last time this year, trying to get that 10th victory and maintain the momentum they created last week in a sensational victory over Oregon on the road.
And from high above, the Memorial Coliseum, ready to play football tonight for the 81st edition of UCLA and USC. High end-over-end kick, 5-yard line. And at the 27 is Marquise Lee. And let's bring out the junior. 6'2", Matt Barkley, Heisman hopeful. What a year. He's thrown for over 3,100 yards, 33 touchdowns. And the record there as a starter stands alone at 26-9.
He's been very consistent this year. He's played his best football of his college career in this season, and he's saved the best for the last few games. Over 300 yards in the win against Oregon.
Trojans start this drive from their own 20-yard line. As Barkley in the shotgun, step throws, finds a seam, and right on the hands of Marquise Lee, his 61st reception of the season. And starting lineups tonight brought to you by KFC. Joel, who do you like?
McNeil up front. He's the leader of this offensive line. Projected first-round pick, might be playing his last game for USC as a junior. And in the back end, I'm going to go with the true freshman, Marquise Lee. He's been the down-the-field threat as Robert Woods has battled with injuries in the second half of the season. Marquise Lee has stepped up in his stead.
First down at the 40-yard line. And Tyler the lone back. 3 wide receiver set. 3-step drop. Barkley right on the hands of Robert Woods, and you just witnessed reception number 100 on the season for Robert Woods.
Only 3 away now from setting the Pac-12 record, the conference record for receptions in a season. He needs 103 to do so. That was his 100th on the year.
What a start for the Trojans on their home field. Butler and Lee stacked up top of your screen, and Woods goes in motion. Barkley on the rollout. Woods makes the catch and is pushed out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Defensively for UCLA.
Well, second half of the year they played much better defensively. Dayton Jones is a big reason why. He's been their best player up front. In the back end as linebacker, Sean Westgate not starting. That means Patrick Larimore has got to step up and really play well. And in the secondary, a true freshman, Tevin McDonald, playing against his brother TJ, who plays for USC. Both tremendous safeties.
Agris McNeil now checks in along with Rhett Ellison, a fullback for USC. Second down. They call it 7. Barkley chased. Steps up in the pocket, throws for the home run. Touchdown! 42 yards. Barkley to lead. It took just 4 plays. Andre Hadari, 44 of 44 on PAT attempts. Kick is up. Good. 72 yards, 4 plays, a minute 40 off the clock. And Barkley tosses his 34th touchdown of the season.
Marquise Lee working on Sheldon Price initially, and then in the back end, number 7, Tevin McDonald, the true freshman we just talked about. He was overzealous, going towards the outside, allows Marquise Lee to get into the middle of the field, and how's that for a big catch for the true freshman in his first matchup with UCLA.
Inglewood, California, home last week. Big game against Oregon. 187 yards, 8 receptions, and a touchdown, and he starts out with a bang, a 42-yarder to put USC up on top. And boy, the emotions early rising to the top.
You got to credit the junior quarterback, Matt Barkley. There was some pressure as he tried to get out of the pocket. Craigie was able to step up, and he delivered that ball right on the frame of Marquise Lee all the way down the field. Terrific throw for the touchdown.
Back to receive, Josh Smith. And Hadari has it teed up. 7-0 early, 4 plays. A blink of an eye. If you blinked, you missed it. A 42-yard touchdown.
Yeah, we talked about momentum. Clearly, USC has grabbed it. Let's see if UCLA can answer.
Smith has it and takes it 1 yard deep. So for the first time, UCLA will have the football to start at their own 20-yard line. The quarterback, 6'2" junior, is Kevin Prince. You know, he's battled injuries throughout his career. But Jolie, he has a strong arm and he can run with the football.
They run the pistol offense, and he is such a key for this Bruin attack. When he's making good decisions in the run game, their offense is very efficient, like it was a week ago in a big win over Colorado at home, scoring over 40 points. He's the key weapon for UCLA.
Jonathan Franklin will line up at the running back behind Prince. Rosario, Shaq Evans, Anthony Barr as the 3 wides. UCLA dressed in white, their first offensive snap. Play action. Prince goes up top and overthrows out of bounds. Lineup tonight offensively brought to you by KFC.
Kai Maiava up front is a transfer from Colorado. He's come in very athletic and a very good center. In the backside, Jonathan Franklin and Derek Coleman will get the bulk of the carries, but Nelson Rosario, USC has got to be careful with Nelson Rosario. 6'5", 218 pounds, and he's the deep threat for the Bruins.
Joseph Fourier checks in, the tight end, 27 receptions on the year, 2nd down and 10 from the 20. Handoff, cut back, Franklin. Maybe a yard. Maybe a yard. Defensively, USC stingy against the run, about 110 yards allowed per game. And UCLA good for about 200. Everybody standing. USC fans, emotional. 3rd down, 10. Listen in. Prince runs for the first down and more and smartly gets out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Chased out of bounds by the free safety TJ McDonald. And defensively for USC,
Nick Perry up front, the Pac-12's leading sack man at 1.5 sacks per game. The linebacker core, all freshmen. Pullard, Dawson, and Bailey. All freshmen, the best of the bunch, probably Dion Bailey, a redshirt freshman from Lakewood, California. In the back end, Tevin's brother, TJ's a junior from Fresno, a terrific player. He might also be playing his last game as a Trojan.
Picked up the first down after a 21 run. He's over 400 for the season now. 4 wide receivers set. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Quick throw, middle of the field, caught Fourier, the tight end, and he leans for a 12-yard pickup and moved the chains to the 48-yard line.
6'8", 252, a tremendous target over the middle of the field. Joseph Fourier is a guy that clearly has a mismatch against the defense every single week. Again this week, that's something UCLA will need to exploit as this game goes on.
One of the better tight ends in the Pac-12. 5 receptions last week in the win against Colorado. 2 touchdowns, 49 yards, sure-handed. Franklin picks up a couple. Petros, this UCLA offense, what do they have to do to stay in that same rhythm that we saw USC early?
Well, they did get smacked in the mouth early, and a little bit of shock on that UCLA sideline. What they have to do offensively, guys, is what they do best. I know USC is good against the run, but they have to establish Jonathan Franklin and Derek Coleman. When they throw the ball, it's got to be Joseph Fourier. The tight end in the run game, that's the key for the Bruins in this game.
Shotgun is Prince on 2nd down and 8. Option. Prince could not outrun Hayes Pullard. And there'll be a loss of 2 back to the 49-yard.
These 2 true freshmen at linebacker, so athletic and fast. The pursuit from Pullard all the way, stringing out that option attack, getting him down to the ground and forcing a 3rd and 12. This is exactly what UCLA is trying to avoid.
You know, Pullard, Bailey, and Dawson all built like strong safeties but playing linebacker.
Fast and athletic.
3rd down, 12. Prince steps up over the top, complete, and a 1st down inside the 35-yard line. Again, Fourier with the big catch, and Starling knocked him down after a gain of 16.
And Petros, just like we were talking about, the mismatch with Fourier exposed over the middle.
Well, the guy is 6'8", transfer from Notre Dame. He's having a breakout season. He just has to be involved in this offense. But on 1st down, UCLA's got to run the football, and they got to do it with Coleman. I think he's the more powerful back against the small USC defense, especially in the linebacker.
And Barr lined up top of your screen. There, Coleman checks in, running back for UCLA. And whistles and flags will stop play. There was movement up front.
Ball start on the offense. Number 87 was covered up. Came out of his 3-point stance. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Jay Strickers, our referee tonight. This crew from the Pac-12. That's Corey Harkey and Fourier, both tight ends. Both will see a lot of playing time tonight.
Too many long yardage situations early. Now UCLA has gotten away with it with a couple of nice plays. One, the pass to Fourier, the other a scramble from Kevin Prince. But they cannot keep playing with fire like this against a very good USC defense who's been playing fantastic in the 2nd half of the season.
Now plays of 21 and another play of 16 gave UCLA new life. This time play actually far side. James another open field at the 10 inside of the 9-yard line. So far on this drive, it's all about the big play. 28-yard reception and a 1st and goal for the Bruins.
There he is, going to take off around the left side, and it's actually a true triple option type play. The zone read, Kevin Prince then pulls the ball, and he throws it all the way out for a completion. It was actually a forward pass behind the line of scrimmage. That's the only reason it worked with guys on field, and then the terrific run to some 1st and goal.
The 10th play of the drive finds UCLA at the 10, just inside the 10-yard line. Bootleg, here comes Prince. On the run, turns the corner, and maybe a yard. He ran 20 to get 1. Wes Horton ran him out of bounds, big number 96.
No place to go with the football. Kevin Prince does the right thing. You're going to see all the UCLA Bruins covered up in the end zone and at the goal line, and Prince does the correct thing and essentially just eats it, runs out of bounds, lives to play another down. 2nd and goal now for the Bruins.
How about Horton? 265 on a gap, giving chase to Kevin Prince. 2nd down goal. Under 8.5 minutes here in the opening quarter. Coleman back in the backfield for UCLA. Coleman, the handoff, hits a wall, spins past the 5, down to the 4-yard line. Great block by Albert Sid, the right guard, to spring Coleman. You've got Franklin as more of your scat back, and Joel, Derek Coleman likes to pound it as he goes inside of the red zone.
I think right now it's too far. 4 yards too much against this USC defense to run the ball. Look for Fourier over the middle of the field. He's 6'8". That's a mismatch right now.
Fourier in, Rosario, along with Anthony Barr. Shotgun Prince. Prince the keeper. Trying to wiggle his way in. It's going to be and goal at the 1-yard line. And the tackle was by Gallipo, the senior out of Corona, California. So here's the first decision of the night for Rick Neuheisel.
He's going for it. Offense staying on the field. Kevin Prince looking for a play, but also messing with the shoe. They're going to have to get a timeout here if they want to run a play.
Or he's going to have to take a snap with one shoe. And the play clock continues to run. Down to 9.
They'll go ahead and take the timeout. Rick Neuheisel wants to go for this. He wanted to right away. He looked over to his coaches. Said, I want to go for it. Answer the touchdown of the USC Trojans.
Well, the standings in the Pac-12. And the championship game is set in the North. Oregon clinched 8-1, 10-2 overall. And USC ineligible because of sanctions That cloud will be lifted next season. UCLA is on their way to Eugene Friday to take on the Ducks. Utah had a chance but lost at home to Colorado yesterday. So it came down to the final weekend.
I get the feeling, talking with Rick Neuheisel before the game, all during the week, Craig, that this team, it's not necessarily about that championship game next week. It's about beating USC on their home field, as evidence going for it on 4th down on the first series.
Neuheisel gambled. Coleman couldn't fight his way through, and the Trojans hold and will take over at their own 1-yard line. USC stands up. The wall too strong. USC by 7. Pac-12 College Football Saturday is presented by the new KFC Cheesy Bacon Bowl. Today tastes so good. And brought to you in part by Russell Athletic, who reminds you that together we are. And by Verizon, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. Welcome back, LA Coliseum. USC with a football after a defensive stand that held UCLA on 4th and goal at the 1-yard line. And now Matt Barkley and company back to work. 99 yards away from pay dirt. Throws from his own end zone, far side, just simple pitch and catch. And it's Marquise Lee, the true freshman with the reception, knocked down by Abbott.
Jawanza Starling, the safety for USC, is up on the right side of the defense, left side of the offensive formation, and he was able to squeeze down and get Derek Coleman at the 1-yard line. That was a terrific play. UCLA going for it on 4th down, and the momentum now after a big touchdown throw from Barkley and a 4th down stop in their own goal line, clearly with the U.S. Trojans.
And Joel, they pick up 8 on 1st down. 2nd down 2. As Barkley barks signals, turns and fires near side. Lee has been his key receiver here, and he's stacked up by 1, 2, 3 Bruins, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 17-yard line. And that pursuit led by Andrew Abbott.
Marquise Lee has been so important to USC because at the rate Robert Woods was catching passes early in the season, he was never going to stay healthy for the entire year. So Marquise Lee being able to step up and take some of that responsibility from the sophomore Robert Woods has really allowed USC to stay fresh and become more potent on offense.
Already 4 receptions for 70 yards as Lee gets a break. He's on the sideline. 1st and 10. USC now to the ground game. Mark Tyler pounds his way past the 25 and a stack up at the 7-yard line. Dye, McDonald and company make the tackle for the Bruins. And we got an injured Bruin down. And it's Tony Dye. You know, he has had struggles all year long, had a stinger in the opener against Houston in week 1. He's missed a total, Joel, of 7 games this year, and just a terrific player. He's been a free safety and getting the start at the strong side.
It's one of those positions that because of injury became a weakness. Dalton Hilliard stepped up, really played well during the middle part of the season. Then when they got Tony Dye back, 6 foot, 216 pound senior from Corona, California, that became a position of strength for them. And the emergence of Tevin McDonald, the true freshman. Rick Neuheisel not have good things happen to the Bruins so far early in this ballgame.
Dye getting some help off, favoring that right leg. So Tony Dye to the sideline, and Dalton Hilliard will replace him at the strong safety. And USC will go back to work with a 1st and 10. Clock under 6 minutes here in the opening quarter. I formation for Barkley on the rollout. Pressure, throws, and that ball nearly intercepted by Hilliard, who just checked in for the injured Tony Dye. But how about the pressure up front delivered by the Bruins front four?
Not a good decision by Matt Barkley. Never want to throw the ball late over the middle or when you're in the grasp of a defensive lineman. Ill-advised throw from the junior quarterback. Very fortunate that that wasn't picked off by UCLA.
Yeah, Damian Holmes, the right end, came in untouched. Now second down at 10, 5.5 on the first quarter clock. Barkley stretches that football out to McNeil. Watch out. Running room on his way. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. "73 yards.
I want you to look at the true freshman Marquise Lee, number 9. Watch the block on the outside. That's what springs Curtis McNeil for the touchdown down the sidelines. Unselfish play from the USC Trojans and 2 huge plays early in this game. Curtis McNeil, the long run for the touchdown.
And remember, this drive started at their own 1-yard line after the defensive stand, and the PAT is up. And good. 73-yard run by McNeil, untouched into the end zone. And the hometown Trojans up by 14. All smiles on the USC sideline. 5 plays, 98 yards, less than 2 minutes off the clock. Thanks to that 73-yard run by McNeil. And just like that, a 14-0 lead on home field for USC. Andre Hari set to kick from his 30. At the 5 is Smith. And spins his way down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. A run back at 30-yard lines. And of course, this rivalry starts, well, about a year ahead of time, and then it builds up to the first week. Of course, everybody, he's in hibernation, and then of course duct tape is very popular, Joel, around campus.
Well, you got to protect mascots.
Yes.
You know, these campuses too close to one another. You don't want anyone to vandalize your mascot on the campus, so each school will take the precautions necessary to protect what's theirs.
UCLA down 2 touchdowns as we look high above the LA Memorial Coliseum. Kevin Brents from the shotgun. He'll run near side, stutter steps. The ball's out. Picked up. Bruins recover at the 37. Rosario heads up play. Now, you talked about how close they are. How about just a matter of 15 miles?
All these schools in the Pac-12 very close, but this one very unique. Petros touched on it earlier in the game, just how unique this rivalry is. All these kids, they go back not even to just high school like most college kids. You know, they can know the rivals from high school. These kids play pee-wee football together.
Clock's under 5 minutes. Throw it over the top. Dangerous pass. Franklin with the reception. And USC's defense right now just in a scramble everywhere kind of mode. They are just running to the football.
This defense is extremely fast. Undersized, but very fast. This east-west type of movement from UCLA is being strung out by the USC defense. If UCLA wants to start having success, they better get downhill in a hurry, because this USC defense can run.
Leon Bailey, the redshirt freshman, all freshman linebackers for the Trojans. 4 wide receivers set in the pocket, standing up, throwing, and the ball is off the hands of Embry. Petros, you got an update on Tony Dye.
Yeah, guys, it's too bad. It doesn't look good. Tony Dye missed 7 games with a neck injury, and now they're going to x-ray his right lower leg. He's a tough guy. He was going to redshirt this year, but he came back. He wanted to play in this game. I don't know if he's going to make it back.
Lock with the punt. Big bounce for UCLA inside the 10. They'll touch it, and Down it at the 8-yard line, a 53-yard boot. Timeout, USC up by 14. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns for Matt Barkley and the USC Trojans. He's putting together a fine game. Last week against Oregon, Joel, 323 yards and 4 touchdowns. And he goes back to work with under 4 minutes to play in this opening quarter. Barkley, quick toss near side. Robert Woods the catch, his second reception, and he's knocked down by Hester. And Joel, you've got to appreciate the growth of this young man, Matt Barkley.
You're always taught as a quarterback, you can make mistakes. You just never want to make the same mistakes twice. And this graphic right here tells me Matt Barkley doesn't make the same mistakes twice. Every year he'd get better. Every year those numbers improve. 34 touchdowns to 7. And he's made a strong late case to be in New York as a Heisman finalist.
7-5 career touchdowns. He's got one tonight, 42 yards to Lee. Again, the quick hitch near side. Lee pulled out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Petros, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns for USC.
Yeah, they look great right now, and Matt Barkley, the captain of this team, Lane Kiffin is so comfortable with him throwing the football, and you have 2 guys that are almost unguardable, and Robert Woods and Marquise Lee on the edges. USC, and Joel, you can see it, very comfortable just throwing the ball to set up the run. You're going to see a heavy dose of the pass if things go right for USC in the first half, and a lot of Curtis McNeil and Mark Tyler in the second half.
Now we see USC in the Wildcat. On 3rd down. They needed a yard, and the spot looks good. Close, but they're going to move the chain. Eric Hendricks, who's got the start tonight in place of the injured Sean Westgate at the will linebacker with the stop.
Lane Kiffin's so creative, and he's not afraid to use those plays. A lot of coaches install creative plays during the week. The thing that makes Lane Kiffin unique, he calls them on Saturday when there's live bullets flying.
Fresh down to the 19-yard line. Clock rolls up on 2 minutes of play here in the opening quarter. Barkley from the shotgun. They've been going near side. Now they toss that ball to the far side of the field. And again, it's Marquise Lee. Zumwalt chased him down. Got some help from Tevin McDonald. Amazing as Barkley just has command of the short passes as UCLA is playing back off the ball and letting Marquise Lee and Robert Woods have big first quarter.
Yeah, I love what they're doing with their formations, Craig. They're getting into run-heavy sets, a tight end and a fullback, and then throwing the ball out to the slot receivers, the bubbles, the bazookas, as we used to call them in the West Coast offense. Easy throws against the heavy run defense.
A pick up of 9, second down short from the I formation. Right up the gut. I mean, Mark Tyler carved a nice hole up the middle to the 35-yard line, and another first down. Petro said it's goal. You know what? It's a heavy dough pass which sets up the run. You got to play off the ball a bit, and the lane's open.
Tremendous rhythm right now for USC offensively, and as their quarterback settled himself this game very quickly. The touchdown pass to Marquise Lee. The offensive line has now established themselves their line of scrimmage.
Outside goes McNeil, and a pickup of what looks to be 11 to Sheldon Price. Finally chase him down.
Petros, Curtis McNeil has made a huge difference in this USC team.
This is a guy that struggled not seeing the field, had some issues academically. Now he comes into this game as a lead ball carrier. He's got great feet. He's got a great stop and start. Saw how explosive he is.
Hometown product here in Los Angeles, Venice High School. That was nearly 7 yards a carry. Scat back 5'7", 180. Another first down for the Trojans. Barkley pedals back, throws middle of the field. Pop, Kepler, watch out. He is dragging 1, 2, 3 Bruins with him inside the 25 to the 24-yard line.
Matt Barkley
Barkley changing the play. Here's the tight on the right side. And then he sees wide open in the middle of the field. As soon as those linebackers split, Barkley does the correct thing and just dumps the ball to the tight end. Randall Elfer goes the rest of the way with the athletic move, hurdling over UCLA in the chains inside the 5-yard line.
Final seconds of this opening quarter has been all USC. By the way, that throw to Telfer was the first one from Barkley besides Lee or Woods. Barkley gets a play off. He wants to roll out on play action. Again, pitch and catch. Lee stays in bounds, and they'll push him forward progress of the 19. So the first 15 minutes, all USC up 14 on UCLA. There's a college football Saturday presented by KFC.